Welcome to Gulf South Outdoors.
This week we're joined by the Deep Water Mafia. It's Marty Wilson's annual Croaker Classic fishing tournament, and the crew of Deep Water Mafia are out to dominate the wanted dead or alive spearfishing division.
The first day of fishing begins with nasty weather and high seas as the crew heads out to the Deepwater, Alabama oil rigs.
Some lionfish, mangrove snapper, and scamp grouper. So we're heading out 73 miles from the dock in Goshen, where we're going to dive an oil rig and after that some underwater structure. We're going to put some big fish in the boat, and many lionfish is our plans. Okay, Bob the Pirate here. We're getting ready to kick off our initial dive of the Croaker Classic 2017. My partner today will be Scarface, aka Brian Bounds. This is Scarface. We're getting ready. We're going to partner up. Going down 200 feet deep. We're looking for scamp grouper. Our depth right now is approximately 210 feet on this secret location that we're diving on. And we're getting ready to start off the Croaker Classic right now, so we'll see you on bottom. %. Let's do this.
Watch that rope behind you.
Okay. Can I go straight back?
You going on this reverse
You
leg?
can slide over this way too.
Huh?
You're going on this leg down?
Yep.
Not even a miss?
Hey, we came up alive, we're happy.
Yeah.
Current was pretty ripping down there.
Was it?
Let's get my partner up here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There we go. Well, we went down to about 175 feet. Visibility wasn't that good. Not good enough to see the target species we were after, the scamp grouper. And current was, how would you explain that?
That current was ripping.
Ripping the word.
Yeah, it was tough.
We stuck with each other, and we stuck with the rig, and we came up, and the dive went as planned pretty much. Just didn't get the target species we were after. But it was a good dive. It was fun to get in the water and get down there and be down that deep. It's pretty fun. Huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, some people might wonder, where do we know when to dive? Well, we have a GPS here that tells us where we mark some coordinates, where there's some structure. Fish like the structure. We have a lot of man-made stuff out here. We put it down. The fish gather around it for years and years to come. They come to feed and spawn on these structures. Today, right here, we're going to be fishing on a structure we call the pyramid. There's a whole bunch of them out here. They're actual physical pyramids, and they're man-made structures. We drop down, not us, but some local organizations drop down to help create reefs for the fish to spawn and eat, and that's where you find the meat.
Alabama has the largest artificial structure area in the entire world, and that's a pretty well-known fact. And on our big screen here, you'll notice all the marks out there. Every mark is is a pyramid, and within every mark to get this thing in scale, every mile you go, you hit a new pyramid. So every segment between each pyramid is 1 mile. So we don't have to go far. We just sit out here and idle around and dive these pyramids, shoot a lot of fish, and take a lot of lionfish, lionate them off the structure.
Okay, with the poor visibility and strong current, the first dive just didn't work out so well. But they had one more shot at putting fish in the boat before heading back. Would this dive prove better?
Day 2 started much better. The weather was good and hopes were high for a good catch. The Deep Water Mafia guys were plenty pumped, and maybe just a little cocky.
Yeah, the lionfish here have no natural predators. There's no fish here that's used to them because they're a new species here. Somebody dropped a fish tank and decided to dump all their lionfish into the ocean out in Florida or something, and so now they've just taken off, and now they're all throughout the Gulf of Mexico, and the goal is to annihilate them. We call it a lionate them. He's a pretty. Woo! He was still kicking really good. I got some lionfish in my keeper too. One right there.
It doesn't count down backwards. It just 6, and then
He'll be carrying that to the tournament on Sunday.
Go 4, and then when you get to it.
Number 1, I would like to get a mangrove snapper right now. I'll settle for a red snapper, and lionfish are always a little bonus, so that's my goal today. And going to be diving solo on this one. So as soon as we get there, I'm going overboard. One, 2, 3. Is that not beautiful? Look at the red. He was that red way down there at 103 feet. Yeah, that's a deep water snapper. You don't see that every day.
So they had finally put fish in the boat. Disaster loomed. One of the divers had run out of air and was forced to buddy breathe with his dive buddy as they returned to the surface.
In the resulting confusion, he missed his decompression stop. He was in risk of getting bent. But did he? Find out next. Stay tuned.
The Deep Water Mafia takes their name very seriously, with dives up to 200 feet or greater. The limit for normal sport diving without decompression is normally considered at depths up to 100 or 130 feet by most people.
You okay?
Yeah.
Did you get it, buddy, brought up with?
Yeah.
So you're on E right now?
Coming up. Yeah.
Dang it.
Really quick.
Were you full?
Yeah.
How much did you start with?
Deco.
How much air did you start with?
32.
I'll be down there in 19 minutes. Here. You shouldn't be in Deco at all.
No, this is in safety mode. We went into Deco.
I didn't know your computer.
Deco is what I was
Deco,
showing
you
you.
were showing. I thought you were trying to show me your
I
air.
was showing you. That's why I put my finger there because Deco was flashing.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. We were at the bottom a little long.
And then I looked at my air again and went.
Yeah.
Well, deep diving is not for the novice diver.
That's right. And we have Bob Brown here in this week's Pro Tip to talk more about the potential risks of deep diving.
So here we are at 110 feet. Our planned dive of the day. That's where we said we'd be before we went down. I see a grouper down there, the biggest grouper I've ever seen in my life, at 130 feet. I shoot down, I pop him, and he fights me. I check my computer, and my computer's saying Deco in big letters. Deco. What is Deco, and what do I have to do? A trained professional, like one of the divers in the Deep Water Mafia, knows what to do. Follow the instructions on your computer. The computer will ascent you at your proper ascent rate back to the surface. It will make you stop at mandatory stops along the way. Why does it do this? Because you've absorbed too much nitrogen into your body cells, your cell compartments. Coming up slow and doing the proper stops with the computer will allow you to gas off this nitrogen and allow you to safely return to the surface. So know your surroundings, know your equipment, trust your equipment, stick with your buddy, and surface safely. And that is a proper Deco dive.
So they headed back to the dock with a cooler full of fish. But do they have the fish they need to win the tournament? Stay tuned.
Welcome back to GSO. Well, the Deep Water Mafia team was headed back to the dock with a cooler full of fish. But the question that was running through their mind was, would it be enough to place in the lionfish rodeo? Let's go see.
18. Nice one. Look at that, 18. Oh no, 19. Here's the big one. 19. There's the winner right there. 19, 20 lionfish in a 20-pound container.
Bob Brown, 20 pounds,
I feel like Chris when he was like, here, try this. Yeah, there you go, kid. Lift him up. There you go, the lion team. That's you.
Well, first place on the lionfish rodeo. Good job, guys. And when we return from the catch to the kitchen, it's time for Hook It and Cook It.
Biloxi, Mississippi, and today we're going to show you some things that are really, it's like a throwback to back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s when this whole area was seafood factories. They had mullet, this fish called a Popeye mullet, were everywhere, and the locals used to cast net them. And it's really kind of turned into a fish that's hard to get now. But they're small, silver, 1 to 2 pound average fish, and we've started what they used to sell everywhere, and that is Biloxi Bacon, okay? And the old timers that we've talked to have told us that they used to fry it real thin and crispy and smoke it. So at the Blind Tiger, what we've started doing is we've started playing around with it and selling it, and the response has been crazy, but again, it's just hard to get. So we're gonna show y'all two really quick preparations with this mullet. We're gonna smoke them and we're gonna fry them. Both ways are very, very tasty. The fish is very mild in flavor, but the trick to the mullet is you have to cook it when it's very fresh because the meat is very thin, and when you see the fish, you'll understand. So again, kind of like the lionfish we've done before. Small fillet, cooks fast, but it'll get really, really mushy on you after 3 or 4 days. So we buy it when we can get it. And again, the concept of the Blind Tiger is all fresh, nothing frozen. And so we're gonna show you Biloxi Bacon a couple different ways today. You can smoke the whole fish on the scale, okay? So we'll fillet him, come right down the back. Okay, and we'll do the same thing to the other side. And get that belly out of there. Okay, and then just cut that off. See that? And cut the ribs out. Cut the rib cage off. Little olive oil, salt and pepper. Maybe put a couple pieces of lemon on him. And then we can do him very similar to the lionfish that we've done in the episodes past, and just put him straight in our smoker, 15, 20 minutes. That's the fillet after we've scaled it and filleted it. So you can see how thin it is, right? Very small. And these fish are very small. So look, we're gonna oil the pan. Okay? That old Cajun seasoning, the redfish magic. And that's it, just a little bit. These will smoke them on like real low, like 200 degrees, 20, 25 minutes. Pull them out, they'll be perfect. Look at that. Little smoked mullet, Scott. Look at that. No, smoked mullet tail. Brown sugar and Jamaican jerk smoked mullet that we did. This is the ones that you watched us do with just a little bit of seasoning on them. And then this is that mullet. We split him, filleted him, and cut the backbone out. You know, we're definitely going to try it out and see what the folks say.
That's excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
Isn't that good?
That is very good. Let me try this one here.
It's got a good amount of smoke on it. What you think?
They're both good. Both good.
Well, I guess we can't call him Bob the Pirate anymore.
What do you mean? What are we supposed to call him?
The Lion King?
We'll see you next week.